placing God first at the very beginning of the day, creates a peace that stands firm before any pressure has a chance to rise. Before alarms, messages, deadlines, and expectations begin to compete for attention, there is a sacred space where the heart can choose calm over chaos. In that space, faith speaks louder than fear, and trust becomes stronger than uncertainty. This is where true peace is born, not after problems are solved, but before they even appear. Pressure is a natural part of life. Responsibilities wait, challenges emerge without warning, and the weight of expectations can feel heavy. Yet pressure gains its power only when the heart is unprepared. When the day begins without grounding in faith, even small obstacles can feel overwhelming. But when God is placed first, peace arrives early, standing guard over thoughts, emotions, and decisions. That peace does not depend on circumstances. It flows from trust in divine wisdom and care. Beginning the day with God is an act of surrender. It is the decision to release control before the world demands it. Instead of carrying the burden of having all the answers, the soul rests in the assurance that guidance will come step by step. This surrender lightens the heart. It removes the pressure to be perfect, to rush, to compete, or to constantly prove worth. Peace grows where trust is planted. Morning faith shifts the inner atmosphere. Worry often begins with anticipation, imagining what might go wrong, what could be lost, or what might fail. But when God is acknowledged first, anticipation is replaced with expectation. The heart expects support instead of setbacks, wisdom instead of confusion, and strength instead of exhaustion. Even when difficulties arise, they are met with calm resilience rather than panic. Peace before pressure also changes the way time is experienced. Instead of feeling chased by the clock, there is a sense of order and purpose. Each moment feels intentional. Decisions are made with clarity rather than haste. Words are spoken with thoughtfulness rather than reaction. This calm rhythm allows the day to unfold naturally, without the constant tension of rushing or worrying about what comes next. Faith at the start of the day acts as an anchor. Anchors do not stop storms, but they prevent drifting. When pressure tries to pull the mind into fear or the heart into frustration, peace holds steady. There is an inner reminder that no challenge is faced alone and no burden is carried without support. This assurance strengthens patience and softens stress. Placing God first also reshapes perspective. Pressure often grows when life is viewed only through immediate outcomes. But faith widens the lens. It reminds the heart that every moment has meaning, every delay has purpose, and every struggle carries lessons. With this perspective, pressure loses its urgency. What once felt unbearable becomes manageable because trust extends beyond the present moment. Gratitude plays a powerful role in this peace. When the day begins with thankfulness, the mind shifts away from scarcity and toward abundance. Instead of focusing on what is lacking, attention rests on what is already provided. This simple shift reduces pressure instantly. Gratitude creates contentment, and contentment quiets the restless need for more, faster, or better. Peace before pressure also transforms relationships. When the heart is calm, reactions become gentle. Conversations carry patience. Conflicts are approached with understanding rather than defensiveness. The inner peace established in the morning spills into interactions throughout the day, creating harmony where tension might otherwise grow. Work and responsibilities feel different when God is placed first. Tasks are no longer performed under the weight of anxiety, but with a sense of purpose. Effort becomes meaningful rather than draining. Even demanding situations are approached with confidence, knowing that strength is not limited to personal ability alone. Faith-centered mornings build emotional resilience. Instead of being shaken by unexpected events, the heart remains steady. Disappointments do not define the day. Mistakes do not steal hope. Pressure may knock, but peace has already taken its place inside. This resilience allows quick recovery from setbacks and steady focus on what truly matters. Putting God first also brings clarity to priorities. Pressure often comes from trying to do too much or chasing what does not align with purpose. Faith brings alignment. It helps the heart recognize what deserves energy and what can be released. With this clarity, unnecessary stress fades, and life feels simpler, lighter, and more intentional. Peace before pressure strengthens mental well-being. An anxious mind constantly revisits the past or worries about the future. Faith gently brings attention back to the present moment. It encourages trust in the unfolding of the day, rather than fear of what may come. This present, focused calm improves concentration, creativity, and emotional balance. This peace is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet, steady, and deeply rooted. It does not demand attention, yet it influences everything. It shows up in calm breathing, thoughtful choices, and a composed spirit. Others may notice it without understanding its source, but it remains unmistakable. Even in moments of silence, this peace speaks. It reassures during uncertainty and comforts during waiting. It reminds the heart that every step is guided, even when the path feels unclear. Pressure thrives in uncertainty, but peace flourishes in trust. Faith at the start of the day also builds courage. When peace is present, fear loses control. Challenges are faced directly rather than avoided. Decisions are made with confidence rather than hesitation. This courage is not aggressive or forceful. It is calm and steady, rooted in assurance rather than ego. Choosing God first is a daily commitment, not a one-time act. Each morning offers a new opportunity to reset, to realign, and to renew peace. Even after difficult days, the next morning brings fresh strength. This consistency builds a deep foundation that pressure cannot easily shake. The world often teaches that peace comes after success, after problems are solved, or after goals are achieved. Faith teaches something different. Peace comes first. It comes before the work begins, before the answers are known, and before the outcomes are clear. This order changes everything. Peace before pressure allows joy to exist even in busy seasons. Life does not need to slow down for joy to appear. When the heart is grounded in faith, joy flows naturally through everyday moments. Small victories feel meaningful. Simple moments feel rich. When God is placed first, the heart learns to rest even while moving forward. Rest is no longer dependent on circumstances, but rooted in trust. This inner rest prevents burnout and restores energy, allowing consistent effort without emotional exhaustion. This peace also sharpens wisdom. Calm minds make better decisions. Instead of reacting impulsively, choices are made thoughtfully. Instead of being driven by fear or urgency, actions are guided by discernment. Pressure often clouds judgment, but peace clears the path. Placing God first does not remove responsibility. It strengthens the ability to carry it well. Duties are handled with grace rather than stress. Challenges are faced with confidence rather than dread. The weight feels lighter because it is not carried alone. As the day unfolds, moments of pressure may still arise. Deadlines may approach, conversations may become difficult, and plans may change. Yet the peace established in the morning continues to protect the heart. It acts as a reminder to pause, breathe, and trust rather than react. Even at the end of the day, this peace remains. Reflection replaces regret. Gratitude replaces frustration. Rest comes more easily because the heart knows it did its best, with faith leading the way. God first brings peace before pressure because it reorders the heart. It places trust before fear, gratitude before worry, and purpose before stress. This order transforms the entire day. Life becomes less about surviving demands and more about walking with confidence, calm, and assurance. Choosing this path daily reshapes not only mornings, but life itself. Over time, peace becomes the default response, and pressure loses its power. Faith stands strong, steady, and unshaken, guiding every step with quiet confidence and deep inner calm. Faith in the early moments of the day has a quiet power that shapes everything that follows. When the first thoughts are centered on trust, gratitude, and surrender, the heart begins the day grounded rather than rushed. A faith-focused morning is not about perfection or long rituals. It is about intention. It is the decision to place belief before busyness and purpose before pressure. This simple choice sets the tone for a day filled with meaning instead of confusion. Morning is a doorway. What enters through that doorway influences the direction of the entire day. When faith is the first guest welcomed, peace walks in alongside it. Worries that once felt heavy begin to feel lighter, not because challenges disappear, but because strength is already present. Faith reminds the heart that it is not walking alone, that guidance is available, and that every step has meaning even when the path is unclear. Starting the day with faith creates clarity. Instead of waking up overwhelmed by tasks, deadlines, and expectations, the mind awakens with purpose. Purpose does not always mean having all the answers. It means knowing that every effort, no matter how small, can carry value. Faith reframes the ordinary moments of life into opportunities for growth, kindness, and progress. When mornings are rushed without faith, the day often feels reactive. Emotions swing easily, patience runs thin, and negativity finds space to settle. But when faith leads the morning, reactions turn into responses. Words become gentler, decisions become wiser, the heart becomes more patient because it has already been reminded of what truly matters. Gratitude is a natural companion of faith-focused mornings. Being thankful for life, breath, and new opportunities shifts attention away from lack and toward abundance. Gratitude does not ignore difficulties. It simply refuses to let difficulties define the day. With gratitude, the heart becomes open to joy even in simple moments, like a quiet sunrise or a moment of stillness before the world awakens. Purpose grows strongest in stillness. In the calm of the morning, faith allows reflection without distraction. This reflection helps align intentions with values. Instead of asking, "How can everything be done today?" the heart begins to ask, "What truly needs to be done with meaning and integrity?" That question alone transforms how time is spent and how energy is used. Faith-focused mornings also build resilience. When the day begins with trust, setbacks lose their power to break the spirit. Disappointments still come, but they are met with courage instead of despair. Faith whispers that delays are not denials, and that growth often comes through patience. This belief creates emotional strength that carries through even the most demanding days. Purpose-filled days are not always easy, but they are deeply fulfilling. Faith gives direction when choices feel confusing. It encourages doing the right thing even when it is difficult. Integrity becomes more important than convenience. Character becomes more important than applause. This kind of purpose shapes not only actions, but also attitudes. A morning grounded in faith influences relationships throughout the day. Compassion becomes more natural. Forgiveness becomes easier. Listening becomes more intentional. Instead of reacting from frustration, responses come from understanding. Faith softens the heart, making space for empathy and connection. This creates harmony in interactions, whether at home, work, or in moments with strangers. Faith also brings focus. In a world full of distractions, starting the day with belief helps prioritize what truly matters. Time is no longer wasted on unnecessary worry or comparison. Energy is directed toward growth, service, and progress. This focus allows the day to feel productive without feeling exhausting. Purpose grows when actions align with beliefs. Faith-focused mornings remind the heart of core values before outside influences attempt to redefine them. This alignment brings inner peace because there is no constant struggle between what is believed and how life is lived. Decisions feel lighter because they are rooted in conviction rather than fear. Even silence becomes meaningful when faith leads the morning. Silence allows the heart to listen, to reflect, and to reset. In that quiet space, confidence grows, not confidence rooted in ego, but confidence grounded in trust. This confidence carries through the day, helping the mind stay steady even when circumstances change. Faith-focused mornings also teach patience. Not everything needs immediate answers. Not every problem needs instant solutions. Trust allows the heart to move at the right pace, avoiding unnecessary stress. Patience becomes a strength rather than a weakness, allowing wisdom to guide decisions. Purpose-filled days often come from small, consistent choices rather than dramatic moments. Choosing faith each morning is one of those small choices that produce lasting impact. Over time, these mornings shape habits, attitudes, and perspectives. Life begins to feel more intentional and less chaotic. When faith leads the day, hope becomes constant. Hope does not depend on circumstances. It flows from belief. Even when situations feel uncertain, hope remains steady because it is rooted in trust rather than outcomes. This hope fuels perseverance and keeps motivation alive. Faith-focused mornings also encourage self-reflection without self-judgment. They allow acknowledgement of weaknesses without shame and recognition of strengths without pride. This balance promotes personal growth and emotional health. Each day becomes a step forward rather than a reminder of past mistakes. Purpose is strengthened when service becomes part of the day. Faith naturally inspires kindness, generosity, and compassion. Purpose is not only about personal success, it is also about impact. Even small acts of goodness carry meaning when done with intention and sincerity. A day that begins with faith often ends with peace. Reflection at night feels lighter because the day was lived with purpose. Even if everything was not accomplished, the heart rests knowing that effort was sincere and values were honored. This peace prepares the spirit for rest and renewal. Faith-focused mornings create a rhythm of life that balances effort with trust. Work is done with diligence, but outcomes are released with peace. This balance prevents burnout and encourages sustainable growth. Life becomes a journey guided by purpose rather than a race driven by pressure. Purpose-filled days are built one morning at a time. Each sunrise brings a new opportunity to reset, realign, and recommit to faith. Yesterday's failures do not define today's potential. Faith opens the door to fresh beginnings and renewed strength. When the heart consistently chooses faith in the morning, life begins to transform gradually yet deeply. Perspective shifts, challenges feel manageable, joy becomes more frequent, purpose becomes clearer. This transformation is not sudden, but it is powerful. Faith-focused mornings remind the soul that meaning is not found only in achievements, but also in presence. Being fully present in each moment creates deeper satisfaction. Purpose grows when attention is given to what is happening now, rather than worrying about what might happen next. A purpose-filled day does not require perfection. It requires intention, trust, and consistency. Faith provides these qualities, anchoring the heart even when emotions fluctuate. With faith, mistakes become lessons, and setbacks become stepping stones. Every morning carries the promise of alignment. Choosing faith at the start aligns thoughts, actions, and values. This alignment creates inner harmony, reducing stress and increasing fulfillment. Life feels more balanced when faith remains at the center. Faith-focused mornings teach the heart to release control. Not everything can be managed, predicted, or fixed. Trusting the greater plan brings freedom. This freedom allows the mind to focus on effort rather than anxiety. Purpose-filled days are often quiet in their impact. They may not always feel dramatic, but they are deeply meaningful. Faith ensures that even unseen efforts carry value. Nothing done with sincerity is wasted. When faith becomes the foundation of the morning, confidence grows naturally. This confidence is steady, not loud. It is rooted in trust and resilience rather than approval. Such confidence carries through challenges without arrogance and through success without pride. Faith-focused mornings also cultivate discipline. Consistency in belief builds consistency in action. Over time, this discipline shapes habits that support growth and fulfillment. Life becomes more structured without feeling rigid. Purpose is strengthened when reflection becomes a daily practice. Faith invites reflection not to dwell on mistakes, but to learn and improve. Each morning becomes an opportunity to start again with greater wisdom. A day lived with purpose feels complete, even if it is tiring. Faith ensures that effort is meaningful and rest is deserved. This balance nurtures both productivity and peace. Faith-focused mornings remind the heart that every day is a gift. This awareness encourages living fully, loving deeply, and acting intentionally. Purpose becomes a natural outcome of gratitude and trust. When faith leads, fear loses its authority. Doubt may appear, but it does not dominate. Faith provides courage to move forward even when certainty is absent. This courage defines purpose-filled living. Purpose-filled days inspire consistency rather than intensity. Faith encourages steady progress instead of rushed success. Over time, this consistency builds a life marked by growth, integrity, and fulfillment. Every morning offers a choice: to begin with worry or to begin with faith. Choosing faith sets the direction toward purpose. It reminds the heart that each day holds meaning, each effort holds value, and each step contributes to something greater. Faith-focused mornings create purpose-filled days because they anchor life in trust, gratitude, and intention. They transform ordinary moments into meaningful experiences and challenges into opportunities for growth. This way of beginning the day shapes not only what is done, but who one becomes. And when faith continues to lead each morning, life becomes a journey guided by purpose, strengthened by trust, and filled with lasting peace.